What's up, guys? Welcome back. So, Run Disney just announced something a little odd, we're going to say. New. We kind of wanted to share our opinions on this real quick. So, they just announced the Club Run Disney. So, this is a premium membership that you can get if you're a Run Disney fan. It has 3 different tiers and is basically like a year-long club that you can join. And you get some different perks with it. So we're going to kind of run through and talk about this.
It's not a good deal, but we're going to get into that. And maybe it'll be a good deal for you, but I can't really see how that works out. Let's look at it in depth and then break down some of these parts. Some of these things on a surface level sound like, oh, great, but if you know anything about Run Disney, they're really not. And I feel like Disney is almost taking advantage of people here. So let's get into it.
There's a lot of things almost have better options that already exist.
Yes. Okay, so let's get into it. The first level is the silver membership. This is $265, and that includes a fee. It's already in that $265. So each of these levels, by the way, as well, they make very clear to state here there's a limited amount of each of these levels. So they're anticipating this selling out.
And no clue how many there are. There could be 100 of each level. There could be 1,000.
Yep, and they're not on sale yet. They don't go on sale until February, so we haven't heard like, oh, it's sold out yet. So we'll see how this goes. So this first basic level includes a member welcome package, and that has a member jacket, a Club Run Disney magnet, and a membership card. Probably, okay, that'd be cool to have, a magnet and a jacket that says...
You get some cool merch.
So that's merch.
What else does that come with?
You also get Tier 1 pricing year-round for available Run Disney races. This is where I start to get raise my eyebrows at the way they're wording this.
Yes.
So next to this bullet point on this list, there's two little asterisks. And if you scroll down to the bottom, where those asterisks are explained, there's a very important disclosure that says, 1, race registration is not included in this price, obviously.
Right.
Race registration is subject to availability on a first-come, first-served basis, and this membership guarantees the cost of the registration will be the Tier 1 price. It does not guarantee race registration is available. What that means, if you're breaking into the lingo, Run Disney races, like most races around the country, offers their registration on a tiered basis, meaning if you sign up early, that's the cheapest price. And as you get closer and closer to the race, the price usually goes up. From the date that registration becomes available to the date when the races sell out, you get that same price.
This is something Run Disney has done in the past, but in recent years hasn't really pushed because the races became super popular for a while and we're selling out. Now we're starting to see races have spots open months out from registration and even sometimes day of registrations available.
This first level also includes an exclusive 2020 Club Run Disney virtual 10K, which also includes a medal for that virtual 10K. Similar to how they've done their virtual 5K series, they'll mail you a medal. And that takes place in October of 2020. So that's kind of a thing of value, I would say. People sign up for those virtual 5Ks. I think they're like $60 each, something like that. That's something that I feel like is somewhat of value, doing virtual races.
I don't know, I think because of the fact that it's like a secluded club, like part of the appeal to virtual races is you can do these races anywhere. Mm-hmm. And this club is limited to U.S. residents.
Yes, but so are the virtual races now. They won't mail those medals outside of the U.S. They used to. This year they stopped.
That ruins half of the appeal of that. Now to do this virtual race, you're signing up for all these benefits, which also means you're probably trying to sign up for races, which, I don't know, to me kind of like devalues some of the virtual aspect. Like, I don't typically do the Castle Run Challenge because I don't need to, because I'm already going to be doing halves at Disney.
Yeah. So people who are doing this package are going to go to Disney to do races, so they don't necessarily need to do the virtual. But a lot of people do the virtuals and go to Run Disney. That's just us. Like, we typically don't. And then the last thing in that tier you get is the Club Run Disney designation on your race bib. which is kind of cool.
I mean,
$265 is a lot of money.
I guess, yeah, it could be cool. It's never going to be as cool as having a perfect logo on your bib.
Nope.
It's like, hey, I paid for my gold star.
Yeah, exactly. You have, that is what it is. You paid
pay
to
play.
have a, whatever designation, which I'm guessing is going to be this little Nikki with a C around it.
So before we move on, let's kind of talk about just the value of the silver price compared to what you get. Because I actually don't think the silver is the worst deal ever.
Oh, no. Silver of these is the best deal. It's the least expensive. This is the one I could see maybe most people like signing up for to get that swag. People love that merch.
Jackets, typically $60 to $100 from Disney. Right
I'm
there,
guessing
you're
it's
recouping.
Gonna be like the Champion
zip up,
which I believe are 70 or 80 at the expos, plus whatever AP or discount you may have.
And then you're getting the virtual half, which let's just push it up to an astronomical price of like $100 for a virtual race. You're still kind of missing about $100 in benefits.
Magnet, you could put like $15 on that.
Right, if that. Membership card doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. So then what you're going for looking at this membership is this tier 1 pricing year round, which honestly, tier 1 is your price that you would pay if you would register on race day, which most RunDisney fans, people who would pay to be in this fan club, who are true fans, register on the first day of registration anyway. And it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you can wait a long time for another reason that's coming up in another level. So that's the silver level. Now each level gets all the items in the level before it as well. So if you do the gold membership for I'm going to round up $480, you get all of your silver. So this is over $200 more than the last level. So you get all those silver benefits. Then for what is a value of $200, you get a guaranteed opportunity to purchase one spot in a half marathon or greater distance each race weekend through early registration. Guaranteed opportunity sounds really great. You're paying $200 to have a guaranteed opportunity for each race weekend. That's what that comes down to.
Unless you only want to run a 10K.
Yes, you have to do a half or greater. So you have to do a half. You register for a challenge altogether, so I'm assuming that includes challenges as well.
I would hope so. Otherwise, that would kill it for almost 50% of their participants.
And then the full for January, and then I'm assuming Goofy and Dopey are included in that as well, because you register for it at the same time. It's one button. This one has 3 asterisks next to it.
Read the 3 asterisks.
It's very important. So if you read the 3 asterisks, this guaranteed opportunity, this means is that this is going to be an early registration opportunity. If our dog is so upset about this. If you are familiar with RunDisney, if you've participated in races in the past, or if you are a AP or DVC Vacation Club member, but definitely DVC or AP, you're probably familiar with the fact that we get early registration. We can register a week early. AP and DVC members can log in and register for races early. How they do this is they designate a specific pool, like a number of reservations for AP and DVC. So those pools can run out, and usually they do. Here's the kicker. So they open up registration for AP holders and DVC a week early. That pool stays open as long as there's spots available or until regular registration opens. Then all of those spots get dumped into regular registration. It opens up for everyone. I don't see how this is going to be any different from the way I'm reading this. So what this says is, to access RunDisney early registration offers, Club RunDisney members must register through the special link provided, which is the same thing they say for AP.
Yep.
Through the email address that you signed up with during the early registration window identified in early registration email that they're going to send you. It also says offers are subject to change or termination without notice. So that's always fun. Early registration is only available to the Club Run Disney member. This is important because to be in Club Run Disney and another FAQ here, you have to be 18 or older. So you have to be careful if you're trying to register kids for anyone under 18.
You also cannot get this membership for anyone but yourself.
So that's a flag there. Early registration only available to the member. All upcoming events, dates, and times, prices subject to change. All races are subject to capacity limits, and there's a typo on their website, and may close at any time. Registration fees are non-transferable. It does not guarantee race registration is available. So the way I see them doing this is the exact same way as AP and DVC.
Yep.
They're going to create a pool, a certain number of registrations for Club Run Disney members, I'm assuming based on the number of people who sign up. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to take the number of people who sign up, make that the number of registrations available. Once early registration is over and full registration starts, all of those registrations are going to get dumped into the full pool.
Yep.
So other people can grab those spots. The issue I have with this is people who are Run Disney fans know these races are coming, know when registration is coming.
Right.
So it just does not make sense.
Right. Yeah, it's
smoke and
mirrors. There's no
mirrors.
value here.
It is smoke and mirrors trying to make something sound good for almost $500.
Yes. You are guaranteed entry into the races.
It hasn't been a problem.
Right. And you're going to have to still be ready, basically that first, whenever their period, you are going to have cash in hand ready to register.
Yep.
It's not like you can wait, 3 weeks before and be like, oh, okay, I guess I could do it now. I ended up having the money.
Which on surface level is how they make it sound. It makes it sound like if, we're local, we wake up the week before and decide we want to run Wine and Dine. That's not going to happen. No. Like we won't just be able to sign up for the half because we have a guaranteed membership or a guaranteed registration because all the registrations are going to be gone.
Do we assign any additional value off of this membership compared to the $260 on the silver?
So for $200, you could, there's so many things you could do with $200. Just be ready on the day of registration.
Right.
We have never not been able to get into a race that we have wanted to get into the day of registration. Right. Ever. They're taking advantage of people who don't understand a lot about Run Disney.
Yes.
Or people who just want to have a jacket is how I feel like.
I'm definitely interested to see people, try this and be like, I thought this value was good, but this wasn't, from someone who's actually going to spend the money to do it.
Yeah. But for actually this level in particular does not seem that great. So the last level is the Platinum membership. This one is $800, rounding up.
$100.
So it's crazy. So you get all of the silver benefits. You're paying whatever benefit you give to that gold membership. You get a guaranteed opportunity to purchase one spot in each. A guaranteed opportunity to purchase one spot in one distance each race weekend through early registration. So that one doesn't limit you, I think, to half or higher.
No, yeah. You can pay more money for this to do the
10K.
Cheaper 10Ks.
Yeah. Which I will say 10Ks
do sell out the quickest.
They do.
That and the 5Ks as well.
Yeah. But you can't use this for your children. So if you register and then it sells out and your kids aren't there, then you're just running it alone. Then you also get Club Run Disney Expo Experience, which includes a Club Run Disney lounge with a convenient packet pickup. So a separate spot where you'll go get your Club Run Disney packet. Kind of cool.
I would be interested to see what they include with this lounge.
This will be like the one thing where if someone signs up and is able to take a video and put it on YouTube, I'd watch it. I'd see what's in it.
Right. Yeah, are they giving you food? Are they like, oh yeah, you paid $800, here's a beer.
It says lounge, so usually when Disney does a lounge, they at least have soft drinks or water, snacks, things like that. And then early access to Run Disney merchandise shop, which that is going to be a big one for a lot of people.
That is a nice perk, but it doesn't solve the problem of merchandise.
Which is you have to get there the first day, because this is a
or
early
address the
access.
core problem of people going in with their shopping carts, going to the back of the rack and just dumping things in so that they can flip it on eBay.
And also, it says early access to Run Disney merchandise shop, which is going to mean you have to be there the first day the expo opens.
Yes,
at 10 a.m. You know, whatever, 2 or 3 hours before the expo. So the morning of the first day, which is going to be a Wednesday or a Thursday.
Right,
always.
Which for many people may mean you have to now fly in the night before and spend another however much on a hotel room.
Yep, yeah, if you want to take advantage of that. That also includes a special character meet and greet opportunity.
Okay.
Which is cool.
Kind of cool.
Which is cool. And here is the big one. Here is the last thing you get with your Platinum membership, an upgraded corral placement. They did it.
So.
They did it, guys.
Pay to play.
Pay to play. It is insane. Now, when you read it, it just says upgraded corral placement. They didn't even put any asterisks on this one.
No, but there is a little snippet in the FAQ where it asks, what happens if my proof of time puts me in a faster corral than what I would be in with this? And the answer is that if you basically have a fast proof of time that would put you in a POT corral, your POT is going to take preference. Which means this is only really helpful to, like, the 16-minute miler.
Or the 18 or the 17 or the person who didn't train.
Because I'm not getting an upgrade. I can't go any further. What are they going to do? Have me show up 20 minutes early and just have me take off by myself?
Well, you and everyone else who paid $800.
Right.
So here's what this means. Okay, so if you don't know about Disney's corrals, we did a really good video about it. You should check it out. 2 videos. POT corrals are for a half. We'll just do a general Disney half. The general Run Disney half, your proof of time corrals are usually A through E. E puts you at about a 12-ish minute mile, like a 2:45.
It's a 2:45 half is your minimum for POT.
Yep. So what I'm anticipating them doing is either the new Corral F is going to be this Club Run Disney Corral. So anyone who paid for this, they're going to have a corral that's between
E and F.
Old E and Old F. They may change the numbers around. And in that corral is going to be everyone who didn't have a proof of time but paid $800.
And it's only the people who paid $800.
Yep. That's how I see this happening because of something they said in the FAQ.
I think they'll have a separate Club Run Disney Corral. I think that's how they're going to have to do it.
I could definitely see them doing that. I could see the announcers making a big deal about it, being like, hey, Club Run Disney, and cheering. I definitely see them doing that. So that's how I think this is going to go. But also what that means is that's a perk that some people may push themselves out of. Like you would no value to that perk for you.
Literally, basically anything in this platinum perk that has any value I'm taken out of other than the lounge. So this is certainly not anything that's going to appeal to, like, elite runners.
Yep. And Run Disney already has such a huge amount of slower participants, which is great. I think as a slower runner, it's nice to have people around me, whereas a local race, I'm usually all alone in the back. It's a bad look.
So
to let people pay for a better placement when it's something that you should be earning.
I agree with that completely. And just talking about, say we're right with how they do it, and you're going to be right after that Corral E. People with proof of time are still getting through. You've got, 5 or 6 corrals already ahead of you. And granted, most of those people are probably moving faster than people who are going to be coming out of the Club Run Disney Corral. So they may move off some of the characters before they ever get there. If the next corral coming through is running 13, 14-minute pace, they're going to pass you anyways before you get to the first character stop.
True.
And it's not going to matter.
Yeah. It seems like a money grab, and it seems like that pay-to-play thing. I just am, like, in awe. I did click over to the FAQs and wanted to go through those as well. The FAQs go through the registration policies, which is where it says you have to be 18 years or older. It also states what you said about the 10K and the member packages, that they only mail those within the U.S. So even your jacket magnet, you can only get it within the U.S.
If it's sold out, it's sold out.
Yeah, so there's limited spots in each of these levels. So if one sells out for 2020, then you have to wait to 2021 to be in Club Run Disney. You can upgrade your membership level, so if you sign up for gold and decide that you want to pay $200 extra to register in gold, or to silver to gold, and there's a spot available, you can do that. You can't purchase it for anyone else. This is what I was referring to earlier, and I was trying to find when do I need to register to get my guaranteed registration? This is the kicker.
Yep.
That I hope a lot of people read before they pay big bucks for this. To take advantage of your guaranteed registration, you must register and pay for the event within the designated early registration window for each event. Early registration window. That means you have a small period of time before all of these go away.
Yep.
If you do not register within the early registration window, you are not guaranteed registration. So that whole "you're guaranteed registration" is not completely true.
No.
So that's the one I wanted to make sure was said.
Overall, these are a terrible value.
It's awful.
This is such a money grab. Now, again, there are some things that may end up being kind of cool. The private lounge, all right, kind of neat. You know, the merch that you get with it could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a private virtual race, so you can be one of a few people to do a 10K in your backyard.
You'll get a medal. Medals are popular. People like paying for medals. There's a huge business of online virtual races where people design medals and send them out. I will not deny that they're not popular. So some people are going to put more value on that than we do.
What are some things that you think would make any of these a better value?
I mean, the prices are just insanely too high.
Yes.
For $800, you actually could get an AP out the window.
Yes, you literally could buy an annual pass, and then you would get the early registration, and you would have park tickets.
You would have park tickets
which
already.
Is a way better value than anything on that list.
You would get hotel discounts. You would get food and beverage discounts, merchandise discounts all over, including at the official Run Disney merchandise part of the expo. So that's a whole other topic, is the value of an AP. But if you put these next to each other, buy an AP or buy this membership,
AP wins out. There is no comparison.
Yeah.
There is nothing on that list that is even remotely close.
Yeah. If this was more like what would make this worth it and would make me spend, I would probably even spend $200, is if it was something like D23. One, if it was a lifetime thing, if you paid once and you were in the Run Disney Club and you got a jacket,
or
magnet.
Even more than a year. If it was a 3 or a 5 year thing, I'd be like, okay, I could see the value in that.
I would get it for our family. Even if in that $200 they threw in oh, you can register early, I'd be like, oh, that's a nice perk. I don't need it, I'm an AP, but if that was a thing in a 200 level, I'd be okay with that.
Another thing, if you could register your family, if this was more of a family bundle, then okay, maybe I would see some more value in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact that the different tiers have different restrictions to what they can register for is dumb. It should essentially be
any race.
Any race.
It hasn't affected us too much, but one thing I did see other people mention that I think is true is if this gave you some kind of insurance, if you had to move a race,
yes,
if you couldn't run and you wanted to defer to another one, if this club is how you had that opportunity, a lounge would be a nice perk.
I think too, with the whole early access, I feel like if they were going to do that, they should have just gone all in and said, day before and early access during the days too.
Or a private location, a separate spot
right,
where they have all the merch.
Or you have all these people who are willing to pay this money. Why not be oh, the day before we'll have this lounge and we're going to have a party for you guys, food, drinks, whatever.
Party, that would
and
be
then
good.
Come and, have your drink and get your merch.
Yeah, that would make a bigger bigger deal, I think. Oh, if they did some kind of like delivering your race registration to your hotel, if you were staying on Disney property, like, so you didn't have to go to the expo.
That was a thing a couple years ago.
It was. If it was a perk here, I could see that being worth something to people, especially if they didn't want to go to the expo. Like, some people just want to get their race stuff. A lot of people just want to fly in the night before at midnight.
Right.
So
some people have to do that.
Yeah.
Overall, terrible value. I don't see a reason to get any of these. Again, the silver you can assign a little bit of value to. Still overall a terrible money grab. I don't think this appeals to Run Disney fans at all. I think this is made to take advantage of naive Disney fans.
If you're looking at the value of it, there are so many much better uses for that money. I haven't seen many positives in the internet conversations about this today. If you have one, if you have anything that we're not thinking of, drop it in the comments. We'd love to discuss it. If you're planning on signing up, let us know, because we may want to ask you some questions once it goes through.
I would love to hear from people after this is all done and we're in next year and they're actually taking advantage of the perks, what they think of it.
That's going to be the people who do it, are the people who are skeptical, but they're like, I want to see what the big deal is. I think that's going to be a lot of the people.
Well, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff. And again, let us know what you think of this whole Run Disney Club. And thanks for watching. See ya.